Is it recording?
Is it recording?
This is indeed the important question.
Very important question.
Michael, I'm 36 years old. I am a content manager. And I work for a software and robotics firm. And I'm a Christian, and I'm very, very much in love with Lawunmi. So very much. So very much. My life.
My name is Lawunmi. I am in love with Michael. I work as a GP. I'm the third of 3 siblings. And yeah, that's about it basically. Life in 3 sentences. We'd sort of met earlier, but virtually. So we met in our fellowship group from church, and I used to attend through Teams just because of how late I used to finish work, so I couldn't drive down to join in. So I used to join via Teams, and he was in the group. He was a new member to the group at that time, so we met there. So I think from January last year, roughly that time.
Yeah, it was about then.
But when we physically met, it was the 24th of May, 2023, where the group was doing a social and I was on leave that week, so I could physically attend. And we met there for the first time. Yeah, and we had interesting discussions that led to him asking me out.
Yes. I asked you to if you were free on the Friday.
Or the same week.
Yeah, same week. So literally 2 days later, to go to the Cardinal's Hat pub in the centre of the city. And you became like, I think I framed it in such a way that you could think of it as a date, but we weren't sure. But then, like, I think not too long after we were at the pub, I sort of reached across to kiss your hand, as like clear a way as I could to make.
He did not want to be friend zoned.
No. I want to make it as clear as possible what my intentions were, which you smiled at, as I recall, and I think later on you told me, it's like you thought, oh, this is definitely what it is. Then sort of, that was the way you phrased it, and then we had a very nice conversation at the pub, and then went up to walk around one of my favourite places. Where was that?
He took me up the hill.
Yes, up steep hill, up to the cathedral.
I wasn't wearing the right shoes, but FYI.
Yeah, so clearly you liked me enough to go to walk up steep hill in the wrong sort of shoes. You must have liked it. And yeah, then we just walked around and talked more at the cathedral.
Yeah, and you invited me for a vigil that night.
Oh yes,
Church vigil.
So very holy, yes, because the church was doing their monthly late night prayer vigil thing, and so we went there down to, which you'd never gone to before, had you?
Never.
No.
That was my first time.
Yeah. She was so very beautiful. And I remember thinking that when I first saw you. I just remember thinking, wow. Because I'd only seen you sort of very, even when you were on Teams, you didn't always have your camera on. And when you did, it was quite blurry. But I just remember thinking that you looked very beautiful. And I remember just, the conversation was just so lovely. It was like back and forth so very easily. You were confident to talk back and make jokes, and it was really lighthearted and fun and nice. And yeah, it was just really lovely. I remember because at the time I'd been, I was having conversations with people using dating apps and stuff, but sometimes it's so hard to talk to people and to get them to talk back, and it was just so natural and so interesting.
Before we met physically, obviously I'd seen you online, and I remember thinking, wow, what a very distinct voice.
A very distinct voice, I like that.
And I liked how you read the Bible. I liked your voice. So I was actually interested in seeing you in person to see if your voice was like... So I was curious to know more about you. That's why I said yes to the drinks. Michael is wonderful. He's very sweet. He's very, very kind. He's very loving, very generous, very patient. He's great. He's all around. He's an all-rounder. He has the most compassionate heart I've ever met, of anyone I've ever met. Like, he's very sensitive to the needs of the people around him. Yeah, it's one of the things that attracted me. He's good, pure, innocent soul. You don't find, I don't feel like you find such purity these days. So I think that was a great attraction for me. And he's funny. He laughs. I love the way he laughs. Yeah. He's a good kisser. Yeah. He gives the best hugs. Very good hugs.
Lawunmi is so wonderfully supportive, she will engage with you, like whatever you care about, whatever I care about, she will ask and talk with and engage with and support and be there for you and help you out so wonderfully. And such good humor about everything. Like, even when she's frustrated or finding things difficult, she's so caring and always positive about these things. And she's very patient and very very practical and patient, and just really very kind and taking good care. She really takes very good care of me. She'll do things for me that there's lots of things sometimes that you do that I know that if you were to do them for yourself, you would think, what is this? You wouldn't, but you don't care, you don't judge, you're just so supportive and caring. And you work so hard. That's something else. You're very conscientious, very diligent with your job and with home. You clearly take pride in these things and you care about them. And that's always an attractive quality, because it's just so very easy to just coast through life and not care and not be interested. And also the way that you pray, that's like it's really clear how important it is to you and how much you seek out God in the way that you pray and the way that you live your faith and the way that the way that you practice being a Christian. It's really clear that it's something vital to your life. And I've been in churches for well over a decade and a bit now, and as an adult, and it's like you can see people who just coast through their faith, and then you can see people who take it seriously, take it in their hand, and walk and carry their cross. And you're definitely in that group. And that's really wonderful. And I know that's the kind of life I want to live. And I look at you as an example like that. I just see how you live. And she makes everything fun. Doing things with her is so fun. You just, so much better to do things with you. You just make everything uplifted. I know I can smile if I'm doing stuff with you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the ring's meaning. Ah, yes.
Oh, wow.
So, I knew that I wanted something distinctive, something with meaning, and something that you would always look at, and not just like be beautiful in the sense of ooh, pretty and shiny, but also like beautiful in the sense of the thought that went into it. So, so the choice of emerald comes from the fact that it's your birthstone. There was a little bit in the background of my mind of the green and white of the Nigerian flag, but that's just a little tiny bit in the background. The green was mainly that. And also I thought it was, you just, colour-wise, you just liked it. I remember we talked about that. But the most significant detail was the little diamonds around the edge. There are 17 of those, and there are 6 of the very small emeralds. And that represents the 17th of June, so the 17th of the 6th, which just conveniently adds up to 23. So 17th of the 6th, 23. 17th of June, 2023, Saturday, we were having a sort of kind of extended date out. We'd gone to various different places. We'd gone to a nice wood near Lincoln, and we'd gone to a big park in Louth, and then later on we'd gone to the beach side, not too far from Louth. And we went to a place called the Westgate Orchard, and that was where we sort of had a conversation that kind of led to us saying, definitely, yeah, we are definitely together now. We are definitely a couple. We are definitely boyfriend and girlfriend. We are definitely pursuing this. And so I wanted to memorialise that date, 17th of June 2023, in the ring itself, so that the ring would be like a symbol of something very specific to us. The design, in terms of like the sweeping round design, is also, it was bespoke. The design was based on something that the website did have, but they didn't have it like this. I wanted to make sure that it was unique. I wanted to make sure that you had something that you wouldn't find anywhere else. It was distinctly yours.
As he proudly told me, there's no other ring like this in the whole world. It's beautiful. It's like, it's the most magnificent piece of jewelry in my limited collection. It's beautiful. Like, when I saw it, the first time I saw it, like, I was like, wow, like, you got all the right colors. Like, it just matches my skin tone. And when he mentioned about the significance of the diamonds and the emeralds, like when he told me how many they were, and I was trying to count them, even though I could not count them properly, I was just blown away, really. It threw me. Like, it's a beautiful ring. I'm proud to wear it every day. Every single day. Yeah. Very thoughtful.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Who said I love you first?
I mean, I said it first. Did I say it first?
I don't know.
Because I don't know.
I
think I said it first.
I thought I did, but I'm not sure. I think the funny thing was, it was one of those things where
It just came out.
it just sort of natural. When it happened, it was just felt. It almost didn't feel like it was like. Well, of course we do. We knew that. We didn't. It wasn't like a sort of. It's funny because it wasn't like a big moment. Not because it's not significant to say it, but because we kind of both knew, didn't we?
I think I remember when I said it. And I remember you saying, "Oh, you said I love you." I said, "Oh, yes, I did. I said I love you." I And like, I love you.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I can't remember how long, but I knew that it made me happy. I think that's why. I think that's...
Yeah.
I knew that it made me happy, and yeah.
No, for me it's the same. I don't think I've ever felt as like loved and cared for, and and from that, and just how much I love you, like the just comfortableness and consistency of that. I've never ever known anything like that, and just to be able to sit with you and talk, and to sit with you in silence, and to sit with you doing something and doing ostensibly nothing. I can do that comfortably, and I'm not like nervous, I'm not anxious, I'm comfortable, I'm calm, and I know that everything is as it should be when I'm with you. Oh, I'd say we share that pretty well.
We say sorry very easily to each other.
Yeah, we do.
Have you had any like big disagreement, or just the little ones?
We've had like medium
I
ones.
don't think we had a big one, to be honest. Well, and what would the medium one be like? It's mostly, I think I say, oh, sorry for being impatient, or things like that, or sorry I wasn't listening closely, or
or sorry if I'll say like sorry if I said something in a way that was less than kind, or was made assumption. Like often I'd work out later on. It's like, oh wait a minute, that contained assumptions, or that was phrased wrong.
Oh, sorry for running late. Sorry for making us get late. Then what?
Okay.
Yeah. I think because for both of us, I think we recognize that we don't want to keep any form of friction at any time or any period. So I think both of us individually, I think once we feel like maybe convicted, or maybe I've done something, we quickly want to resolve it, because we don't want any...
nothing festering.
Nothing exactly festering. Don't want any background or anything. So I think that's why we are both very quick to,
like the Bible says, keep short accounts.
So try to address things as they come up.
Oh, they've both been like very happy and very excited.
Yeah. I mean, first time I met your parents, so...
Oh, should we tell that story?
Well, your dad was poorly.
Yes.
So I actually met Michael's parents for the first time in a hospital, and that was just... I think they were curious about me and what Michael was seeing that was making him so happy. And you wanted to visit your dad, and I thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to also meet them, and it went really well, really well.
It did.
Then I think I saw them again.
Well, it was also at a hospital, wasn't it?
Maybe, yeah. Wasn't, yeah. Oh, let's say hospital, but it wasn't really a hospital.
No, it was the recovery center.
Yeah. Then I made Michael. In fact, the first time I met Michael's parents, they invited me to their yearly holiday. So they do a big summer holiday where they bring the whole family and they stay in a place for a week, essentially, which I thought was wow. Like, I was thinking, okay, do I really want to go? And his mom she clearly invited me. It's not something she said off the gate. It was very direct. She put it in her diary, those sort of things. She was very clear about it. So I know it was something I thought about. And I think it was a bit... I know I liked Michael already, but meeting your family at that stage in that way, was kind of interesting. And I did go for the holiday. And it was very nice. I met your siblings, met your sister-in-law, I met your nieces. It was fantastic. It was a good bonding time.
And you're better at telling them the twins apart than I am.
I'm a better auntie.
Which I put down to be a doctor.
So he has twin nieces, and he struggles with telling them apart. And I basically I just knew because they're identical. I learned pretty quick. Whichness was whichness.
So are you going to Nigeria anytime soon?
I'm looking forward to going eventually, yeah. I don't think we've got specific plans at this stage.
This stage, no, but you've met my parents.
I've met them, yes. I met your mum very early on because when we started dating, they were here. Well, your mum was here. Your dad had already gone back home, hadn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I met your mum several times, and she was very nice.
Yeah.
And
my mom was like, "Who is this gentleman that is always taking my
Oyinbo man?"
daughter out late and bringing her back late?"
Oyinbo. Did I get the pronunciation right?
Oyinbo.
Oyinbo. She did not say that. She did not use that word. That's what we clear.
Yeah. She was like, "Oh, why?" You? So I think my mom noticed quite quickly because she was visiting then. Yeah. Because it was we went out like almost every day.
Yes.
As in, like once we met, even before it became official. So she was like, "Why are you going out again?" So she was confused. That's why. What's going on? And you're coming back home late. So she was just a bit worried. But they got on really well. Like, yeah, my mom really liked him quite quickly.
Yeah. Well, I remember because we went to Hull for my birthday. We went to the Deep, and she called you on the phone just to see like check in on you and something, and you put me on the phone, and she said to me something like, "Oh, she is a princess, don't you know?" And I said, Well, yes, quite clearly, because I know this because I'm speaking to her mother, and I'm speaking to a queen.
I think she fell in love with him.
Which she liked very much, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what I always say, I don't know what you did to my mom. She likes you so much. She does. And then you made it perfect by speaking to them about wanting to propose. So I think they felt very, I don't know, they like that.
Yeah.
They like that. You went the traditional,
Yes.
Yes.
I even did the little bow that you taught me.
Apparently prostrated, but I don't understand what he did. Because I wasn't there to witness it.
I did the little bow where I reached down to touch my toes.
Okay.
Which I thought you said was the right thing to do, but no, I'm not sure.
Anyway, they loved it.
I think it's a thought that counts.
Yeah.
You thought about
They
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But we had a very lovely conversation, and you know, it was. I think by the end of it we realised just how much care there was that I showed, and I was showing, and how much I loved you, and how much I wanted to look after you and treat you well, and make sure that you were as happy as you ever possibly could be. And I wanted to make that, and how, like, I saw this not just as I'll make you happy, you make me happy, but I also saw this as, like, this is what God wants. We both want to serve God in the church and in the wider world, and we both want to enable each other better to do that when we're married. And by being married, we enable each other to do that more. And I think when they understood that as well, it was really clear this was what was meant to happen.
Michael is great, and I feel very lucky and very blessed. And my hope, my expectation, what I'm looking forward to is just spending every day with you and doing life with you and making plans together, seeing places together, visiting places, and growing as an individual, like spiritually, mentally, but also doing it with you, because I know you cheer me on and you want the best for me, and I feel very comfortable and very secure and confident in knowing that. So I'm excited to see what the days hold ahead, essentially, like just living life and doing life with you.
Yeah, no, I feel like you've said a lot of that's what I would say. I mean, there's lots of specific things and thoughts about having a family and traveling and serving and all these kinds of things. And I just know that doing that with you at my side and me at yours, I feel like we can do so many more things so much better. I feel like as a result of being with you, it's made me a better person, and I feel like that can only increase as we're married. I love you.